The words you use with your spouse in business don't just affect your marriage, they directly impact your profit margins.
You're kidding, right?
When contractor couples shift from you always to we could, their businesses don't just survive, they scale.
I guess I could be nicer.
When they replace that's not my job with how can we solve this together, their cash flow doesn't just improve, it transforms.
Okay, fine. Perfect.
Today, we're breaking down the exact language patterns that separate struggling contractor couples from the ones building seven-figure businesses together.
I want you to be less mean.
And by the end of this video, I will share the one phrase that 90% of successful business couples use daily that most struggling couples have not said once. Welcome back to another episode of Built for Two, CEO Edition. I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of The Emerald Edge. On Built for Two, contractor couples learn to build profitable businesses and peaceful lives without burning themselves or each other out in the process. Because here's what I've discovered after working with so many husband and wife contractor teams. The language you use in your business conversations doesn't just affect your relationship, it shapes your revenue. When owners master strategic communication, their businesses grow up to 3.5 times faster than those who don't. And that's not an opinion. That's data from studies done by Harvard Business Review, Fast Company, and Forbes.
See, the problem's communication. Too much communication.
Every conversation you have about your business is either building your partnership up or breaking it down. And those micro conversations, they're directly connected to your bottom line. I want you to think about your last disagreement about the business. Maybe it was about a difficult client, a budget overrun, or a scheduling conflict, perhaps. How did that argument end? Did you walk away feeling like a team? Or did someone sleep on the couch?
Yeah, that wasn't my best moment.
Research from the Gottman Institute shows that couples who use specific language patterns during conflict are 87% more likely to stay together long term. But here's what they didn't study. Those same language patterns can predict business success too.
I was pre-successful.
So when contractor couples use blame language like you never, you always, you should have, their businesses plateau or even decline. But when they shift to solution language like we could, or what if, or how might we, their businesses break through revenue ceilings.
Can't be too careful about what you say.
The problem isn't that you disagree. Healthy businesses require healthy conflict. The problem is how you disagree determines whether that conflict builds your business up or breaks it down.
Not what you said, it's just the way you said it.
So let's fix this with a framework that you can actually remember. I like to call it words. 5 language shifts that transform contractor couples from business partners who survive each other to business partners who scale together.
I'm listening.
So the first shift is from you language to we language. This isn't about being politically correct. This is about rewiring your brain for partnership instead of opposition. So neuroscience research shows that when couples use we language during problem solving, their brain literally syncs up. They process information more efficiently and make better decisions faster.
We're all in this together.
We language also creates a verbal cue that you and your spouse, well, you're on the same team. And honestly, sometimes we forget that during disagreements. So instead of you forgot to invoice that client again, try we need a system to make sure invoicing doesn't fall through the cracks. Instead of you're always on the phone with that difficult client, try we should discuss how to handle challenging client communications. The first version creates defensiveness. The second creates collaboration. And collaboration creates cash flow.
In the business, make money, make your business successful.
A 16-year study of Germany's top public companies found something wild. When CEOs used more we, us, our language, their companies performed better the following year. every additional we was linked to higher return on assets, almost a 0.05% bump, which may not sound like much. But researchers estimated that to roughly 820,000 euros more in net profit on average. Translation, shifting from I to we isn't just nicer wording. It's leadership language that can move real money.
I like the sound of that.
The second shift is taking ownership instead of assigning blame. So ownership language doesn't mean taking responsibility for everything. It means taking responsibility for your part in the solution.
Okay, with me.
Harvard Business Review found that teams with high accountability have 2.5 times higher performance than those without it. So for contractor couples, this translates directly to profit margins. Instead of the job went over budget because you didn't track materials properly, try, I should have checked in more frequently on our material tracking. How can we prevent this next time? Instead of you never communicate with the crew about changes, try, I need to be clear about change order procedures. Let's create a communication protocol. Notice the difference? The first version shuts down conversation. The second opens up solutions. And solutions generate revenue.
All right, stop the finger pointing.
Now, our third shift is using respect language, especially during stress. Construction is stressful, let's be honest. Cash flow is stressful. Difficult clients are stressful. But stress doesn't give you permission to disrespect your spouse.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Studies show that couples who maintain respect during conflict resolve issues 73% faster than those who don't. And let's be honest, faster resolution means faster implementation, which means faster revenue recovery. So instead of, well, that's the dumbest idea you've had all week, try, I'm not seeing how that could work. Can you walk me through your thinking? Instead of, well, you obviously don't understand how construction works, try, I have a different perspective on this. Let me share what I'm seeing.
That doesn't sound too hard.
Respect language doesn't mean you agree with everything. It means you disagree professionally. And professional disagreement leads to professional solutions.
I can do that.
Now, our fourth shift is using decision language instead of discussion language. Contractor couples often get stuck in endless conversations that never reach conclusions. Decision language moves from talking to acting. McKinsey research shows that companies with fast decision-making processes grow revenue 2.2 times faster than slow decision makers.
Because I'm smarter and faster.
So for contractor couples, this is the difference between scaling and stalling. Instead of, we should probably think about maybe hiring someone eventually, try, we need to hire an assistant by March 1st. Let's decide on the budget and job description this week. Instead of, I don't know, what do you think we should do about this client? Try, here are 3 options for handling this client. Which one do you think gives us the best outcome? Decision language creates momentum, and momentum creates money.
Make a decision.
And then our 5th shift is solution language instead of problem language. Every contractor couple faces problems. It's inevitable. Material delays, difficult clients, cash flow challenges. But successful couples spend 80% of their conversation time on solutions, not problems.
Do you have any evidence to back it up?
Research from the Solution-Focused Brief Therapy Association show that solution-focused conversations are 3 times more effective at creating lasting change than problem-focused ones. So instead of, this client is driving me crazy with all these changes, try, what's our strategy for managing scope creep with this client moving forward? Instead of, we're always behind on our invoicing, try, what system can we implement to stay current on invoicing? Solution language doesn't ignore problems. It transforms them into opportunities for improvement.
Yeah, that wasn't my best moment.
Now, here's how we can actually implement words in our business conversations. So let's start with your weekly business meetings. Pick one element of the words framework to focus on each week. So week 1 is we language, week 2 is ownership language, and so on. Then let's create a communication agreement. Decide together what language you will and you won't use during business discussions. Write it down, post it where you can see it. Hold each other accountable.
I was pre-successful.
Practice the pause. When you feel yourself about to use blame language, pause for 7 seconds. I know that seems like an arbitrary number, but scientists believe that emotions only truly last for 7 seconds. So if you can sit for that long, the emotional response can fade. So then ask yourself, is what I'm about to say going to build our partnership up or break it down?
Can't be too careful about what you say.
And then track your progress. At the end of each week, rate your communication on a scale of 1 to 10. Make sure you celebrate the improvements, even the small ones. Remember, we're not trying to become perfect communicators overnight. We're trying to become 1% better at building each other up instead of tearing each other down.
Not what you said, it's just the way you said it.
When contractor couples master the words framework, 3 things happen consistently. First, decision-making speeds up. So instead of those circular conversations that go nowhere, you start reaching conclusions and taking actions. And then second, conflict becomes productive. You stop avoiding difficult conversations and start using them to strengthen your business. Conflict becomes a tool for growth, not a threat to your partnership or your relationship. And third, your team starts to notice.
I'm listening.
When you and your spouse communicate professionally with each other, your entire team elevates their communication. Professional language creates professional culture. And here's the one phrase that I promised you, the one that 90% of successful contractor couples use daily. How can we make this work?
We're all in this together.
Not, this won't work. Not, you're wrong. Not, that's impossible. But how can we make this work? This phrase assumes solutions exist and partnership is possible. And that assumption becomes reality. You figure it out every single time. Your words don't just describe your business, they create it. Every conversation you have with your spouse about your business is either building the company you want or reinforcing the problems you don't want. My words framework isn't just about better communication and better relationships, though it does do that too. It's about better business results. When you choose your words intentionally, you change your business intentionally.
In the business, make money, make your business successful.
If this episode helped you realize that your business conversations could be building wealth instead of creating stress, then it's time to get strategic about more than just your language. Our CFO advisory helps contractor couples just like you align your communication, your systems, and your financial strategy so you can scale profitably without sacrificing your partnership or your marriage. Those links are below. This has been Built for Two, where systems keep your business steady, strategy helps it grow, and building it with your soulmate makes the whole adventure worth it. I hope this episode reminds you that the words you choose with your spouse don't just affect your relationship, they affect your revenue. Choose them wisely and watch both transform. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video.